Ryan Arcangeli with this. Ryan, let's talk about the season. You open up with a tough Valley View team. That's never easy. You met that test early, and you kind of knew what kind of football team you had after week 1.
Yeah, it's a great measuring stick. You get a team like that, and we lost to twice last year, who knocked us out of the playoffs, gave us great motivation to get back and be prepared for them, and to give them all they can handle for 4 quarters. And we were able to put ourselves in position for success in that game, and we kind of knew right where we stood. But that was after coming out of a really tough scrimmage against Wallenpaupack, who's absolutely enormous up front, and having to deal with that, and again, well coached. So those 2 teams right off the bat got us ready. And it didn't get any easier week 2 or along the way either. But Valley View certainly let us know exactly where we were.
Got to see you guys week 2 against Dallas. Coach Mendola and I talked after the game. He knew. He's like, that team, they're going to be a different team. I knew you guys are going to be a different team to play off. A play or 2 here or there. But nonetheless, games like that in a season like you guys are having, you look at things, you say things, you get them motivated by those things. How did this team respond? Obviously 40, 50, 60 points, and on the other end, you're giving up 7 points maybe towards the end of the game. This team did respond.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach Mendola, a really good coach. We respect the heck out of his program. We knew it was going to be very difficult week 2, especially coming out from an emotional week 1. But with that game, we made our young mistakes. Young quarterback mistakes, which we knew were going to come at some point from a young guy that had a burden and shoulder a lot. Guys in new positions, a new offense that was still kind of feeling its way out with a single wing. But after that game, again, you never have good losses. There's never a good loss. We don't want to do that. But you can learn from it. And sometimes you learn more from a loss than you do a win. So we knew we can start to lean on our offensive linemen a lot more. Let's turn this thing into a real running attack like it's supposed to be. Maybe not be quite a spread. And it gave us an identity. And then we never wanted to have what happened to us at the end of that game happen defensively. And that was, they got our edge. And we were able to get yards in the 4th quarter running the football. We couldn't let that happen anymore. So I thought both sides of the ball really did a nice job of getting better from that point. And Coach was right. It's you stick to the plan. He knows how that goes. I learned that from somebody at some point. You stick to the plan and good things happen in the end. And he certainly was correct.
You guys played Berwick twice, and Berwick's one of those teams that upset some people.
Yeah.
Valley View the second time, I was like, hey, it'll play via Valley View week 1. They're going to be a different team. Right. Both you guys were a little different, but it was still what you expected. A hard-nosed, grind-out. Somebody was able to win. It happened to be you. Now we're getting a little momentum into the state playoffs, and
sure.
That always feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels really good. Yeah, you don't want to ever back in. You can't do that around here, right? You have to win to get in. But having to go through Berwick 2 times in a very short amount of time, and then see Valley View again, which we knew was going to be a much better football team, just like us, it prepared us for last week. But the biggest hurdle was, having that mindset that, the District 2 title wasn't like the pinnacle. It wasn't the highest part of that mountain. And to get our guys re-engaged into what a game plan we needed to beat a very good team like Bonner, that was difficult to do. So great senior leaders, continued to keep us, motivated and focused. And last week I came into the weight room on Monday after school. These guys get down here a little bit before I do. And you would think it was week 2, week 3, after that loss, getting ready, preparing for Wyoming area. You would think that that's what we were preparing for. They were so loose, so much fun. And it's confidence beating teams like Berwick, like Valley View, like Haston, like Wilkes-Barre that lets you have that kind of confidence going to a tough state game last week.
Coaching staff, I would say there's some strong personalities on this coaching staff, but it makes it for best thing for the kids. We talk about being able to, you guys get together, you're hashing things out. Hey, this is what we got to do in the offseason. This is what we got to do against Valley View. This is what we got to do against this team. Those are interesting times. The kids don't always get to see that.
They don't.
But talk a little bit about having that respect level for your coaching staff and you guys being able to come up with a game plan week in and week out.
I really can't say enough about our coaches. We have what I believe is the best collection of coaches around here, and everybody will say that, and they need to. But I really believe that. To have talent, and I say that as players, that makes a big deal. If you've been there, you've walked that road, you kind of understand, and the kids appreciate that you've done. So being able to have guys that played obviously at the highest level, Division I, Division II, D3, are just lifetime football guys, it goes a long way. To have people that have done it before, like Coach Myers, who I got an opportunity to play under, which is awesome. And everybody questioned, how's that going to work? How are you going to make that work? You make it work because you have a lot of love and respect for one another. And we do great things when the two of us, get together. So really special for him to want to come back and be a part of what we're doing. To have guys, like Coach Sentak, which is a huge personality, and like Coach Bibla, who've been there, and listen to others who maybe haven't reached that height before and take their opinions, that goes a long way. And Coach Carlin, Coach Kutney, Coach DeNoble, Coach Shedlock, Coach Swank, all of our junior high guys, they all do an amazing job at their job. And they don't overstep where they're not supposed to overstep. Everybody focuses on theirs. They bring all that knowledge to the table every Sunday through communication on phones and phone calls, all week long. And you have to be humble, right? And you have to be able to kind of eat maybe something that might not agree with or you go with, but in the end, it's going to put our kids in a position for success. And they all do such a great job being able to do that. I'm very, very lucky to have a great staff.
As much as there's a buzz on the mountain about this team, about this community, no buzz is more important than what's in this locker room. No. You start that buzz, you handle that buzz. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows. You got to kind of ride that middle a lot.
Sure.
And even though you're going to pump them up day after day or week after week with what needs to be told to these guys, you got to manage it like you manage your coaching staff. Those are the things people don't see. Manage the media, all this little stuff. But it goes into the head coaching position of a high school program. And you've had a great ride. I'm sure you're enjoying every single moment you have with this crew.
I really am. It'll be tough to lose the smile I've had. But I had the same smile last year when we were 3-8 too, because you know that at some point you're going to need that to motivate you for what's going to be. But these kids changed us. They changed us, and we obviously got a chance to talk to Michael, Antosh, and one of the most influenced guys that influenced me in the offseason with our exit meeting as to what we needed to be, what we needed to do, and get back to having fun. And that was a common message, and Michael's just one of the guys that carried that. That changed us. So our message this year, every single week, and how we were able to manage it is just have fun. Have fun playing. We put so much pressure on the kids after our 2020 win and our victory, and having so many guys come back, and we had to do more and do this and do that, and it was too much. And we lost sight of what made us so great, and that is just having fun being with each other. So we don't need any extra motivation. We like being the underdog. That's cool. And, comments for a lot of times, we were all we had, we were all we needed. In the locker room was the most important. We had to change the mind of our community. We had to change the mind, of obviously our Valley Conference, and then eventually District 2, that we can do this. And I think we've done that. So we now carry the torch for a lot of teams, and we're happy to do it.
Listening to your message in the locker room, I was outside hearing your speech on a Monday. You get to hear that, but for the most part, everybody's against you. During the regular season, gets to the postseason, there's only one team riding. Now everybody's with you. Yeah. It's kind of crazy how that works, but again, we go back to that inside the locker room. You guys have been with us the whole ride.
Right.
We have believed as a group this whole year.
No doubt. I mean, we never lost focus. That we knew what we had. We knew what we had last year. We needed something to bring it all together. And when you talk about team goals and being positive and getting back down to team camp, we knew it was going to come together. But we had to earn that. We had to earn the right to get people's respect. And it took a little while. We took one down at a time, and we got shout outs from everybody, and doubted, and rightfully so. You should, because we hadn't earned the right not to be doubted yet. We finally been able to do that, so we're happy to, come full circle, to go from 3-8 to, whatever we are now, 13-1 at the very top of the food chain, to set records and to make history at Crestwood. But now we have more comments. We've gained comments along the way, and now we have the support of a lot of coaches. A lot of our local coaches reached out to me to tell us great job, and I really appreciate, can't say enough about coaches from the area like Coach Spencer, Coach Mendola, Coach Cinti to reach out and think about us. Well, that means that we do have people behind us, and that's special. That means a lot. So the more people that can come down and support us and be with us, we'll hopefully carry that common message throughout this week.
So right that you have more comments, those young kids, those 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, looking up to these comments saying, I want to be that one. I want to go be 12. I want to go be number 10. I want to go be number 3, whatever that is, number 6. Lots of good players here at Crestwood. Congratulations, Coach. Keep it going.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all you do.